Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's 6 a.m. 6 a.m. in the morning after a night with little to no sleep. It's 6 a.m. and I'm driving to Logan Airport, about to go on the biggest adventure yet in my life.
It's someone from Holliston. It was some kid who asked me out in middle school. Isn't that funny?
Wait.
Oh, speaking of that, now I don't. I can't believe all that time it was the cat's assets.
And it was all because my friend used to always say, "That's the cat's ass." So I just put it on there.
Oh, wow. Watch this later on the guys. This is your sunrise.
I got to my gate, pleasantly surprised to see that the area was themed around Concord and notably Walden, one of only 2 books I had downloaded to read on my flight. But it was time to board. My glasses would not fit over my mask. It was absolutely horrible. These were my last few minutes home. I was about to fly the longest flight in the continental US. And I guess I knew this would be a life-changing experience, but I didn't know the person I was about to become, or the challenges I might face. I knew very little other than that I was going to live with my aunt. I had a job collecting data, and I was taking everything in 3 bags to Hawaii. It was one of those moments where you knew the next time you'd be home. The next time you'd touch this land, you'd be different. Something I'd looked forward to for so long was just a 12-hour flight away. I wasn't quite ready, but I don't think I could have been. I think I'm just the kind of person who isn't ready until I dive nose deep into something. So I dove right into waters that were hopefully warmer than the waters of Massachusetts. I was nostalgic, looking back at a city I identified so heavily with. Boston was my home, my pride, and if anything, I was too heavily attached to the idea of the city. Even though I'd only lived in the greater Boston area my whole life, I'd traveled before. I'd seen different parts of the country. I'd left. But this was the first time I left to go live somewhere completely different, completely alien to what I knew. And I knew that I would change and grow, and overall become a better, more rounded person, something I wanted. But in saying goodbye to Boston, it was like saying goodbye to a part of me, acknowledging that I was growing up, becoming who I was meant to be. And that was never meant to be easy. The flight was long, too long, 12 hours sitting alone in an aisle. I can't sleep on planes, so I read on my Kindle Paperwhite. I brought myself a journal, something to write and draw, and just occupy myself, an outlet. But I forgot a pen, so that was gone. Then I went to listen to a podcast, only to find all my podcasts had deleted off my phone. With no internet, I was forced to disconnect, forced to actually sit with myself, work through my emotions, my excitement. I was thankful that the airline provided free movies, but after watching 3 of them, I ran out of movies I found interesting. sat and I read, and I waited for the cart to bring around the juices. I watched out the window. I watched the snow turn to mountains, mountains turn to farms, farms to mountains, mountains to deserts, then farms to seashore, and seashore to sea. I saw the country and the land. And then I drank my coffee, which was a godsend. And then it was clouds. Clouds as far as I could see. It was beautiful. Just extensive white. Or just little plumes in the blue of the Pacific. I was far from home, but it was gorgeous. And the clouds gave me little hints of heaven. Above it all, above the clouds, you see how small we really are. It's a cliche, but sometimes cliches are cliche for a reason, because it's true. We're all part of this beautiful world, and sometimes it takes stepping out of that world to see how we fit in. Surrounded by the whites of the clouds, you're surrounded by the majestic majesty of nature, the grandeur of earth and nature, how we're just part of it. We humans aren't the world, but connected to it. But above the clouds, we're free. I teared up at this part. In my seat, I saw the islands for the first time. I saw the clouds. I saw the land. And I saw the ocean. The sea turned to reef, and the reef turned to land. My journey was over, and I was coming somewhere I'd call home for at least a little while. The excitement that filled me as I saw this new place I'd never been before. As I saw the land, I saw some surfers even. We were so close. I was so close to the adventure I'd planned and saved up for months for. And I was here. I was finally